The Samsung Galaxy S4 is the reigning king, the champion of Android sales, and it's been so for nearly half a year since its launch. But now we have an emerging competitor, the LG G2, a device with a larger screen, better ergonomics, an optical image stabilized camera, and a lot more going on. Has time finally taken its toll, and are we ready for the next big device in Android land? Let's find out. The Samsung Galaxy S4 and the LG G2 are both made out of polycarbonate, but while the Galaxy S4 is flat, the LG G2 follows the natural curves of your palm and nestles in it very comfortably. LG has experimented with the buttons positions, and the volume and lock keys are all on the back of the device, right below its main camera. Our initial feedback is extremely positive. This new positioning makes a lot of sense. Your fingers are always there and you don't have to reach out far and adjust the phone in your hand when trying to press a button. The Galaxy S4, on the other hand, uses traditionally placed buttons on the sides. The G2 is very compact, coming with extremely slim bezels, and while it has a larger display, it's only a hair wider than the S4. Last but not least, the actual build quality is solid on both devices. There are no squeaking parts and everything is well put together. The LG G2 features a 5.2-inch screen with extremely slim bezels, and it's actually larger than the 5-inch display on the Galaxy S4. The two are vastly different though. LG uses an LCD panel while Samsung uses an AMOLED display. Both are 1080p, extremely sharp and detailed, but there is one thing that will make you tell the two apart easily. That is the colors, of course. The G2 has very lively true-to-life tones for the most part, while colors on the S4 are clearly overblown. Whites on both are a bit colder than we'd like, and you can see a slight bluish undertone. LG also has an advantage with its much brighter vivid display against a comparatively dim screen on the Galaxy S4. The higher luminance of the LG display gives it the edge in terms of outdoor use, and we appreciate that. All in all, we'd give the display honors to the more accurate and brighter screen of the G2. Both devices run on Android 4.22 Jelly Bean with LG and Samsung's custom skins on top. The two skins are somewhat similar in their looks, with a slightly cartoonish, a bit childish appeal with bright and vivid colors everywhere. Samsung uses rounded icons and nature sounds throughout and allows you to change the font and wallpapers, while LG allows you to completely overhaul the look with icons, fonts, and so on, and this happens via themes. The two handsets are stuffed with a bunch of custom preloaded applications like an organizer, built-in file manager, and so on. The G2, however, raises the stakes with its Q-Slide apps, a selection of applications that run on top of the main window. You can fire up all basic apps like the phone book, messaging, calendar, mail, memo, and so on as you're doing something else without having to quit your current app, and that's neat. The Galaxy S4 has a similar feature, but instead of displaying apps on top, it simply splits the screen on two and allows you to run two applications simultaneously. Basic functionality is well covered in both handsets. The phone books are rich in input options on both devices, but we like the G2 for its slightly faster loading times. Samsung allows you to swipe left or right on a contact to call or text them. And the G2 is also conveniently quick, as you can call a contact right from the phone book without having to access its file. Both devices are great for messaging. The G2's buttons are large and well spaced, and we found ourselves typing very accurately and quickly. Letters on the S4 are a bit smaller, but also well spaced, so you won't accidentally hit the wrong character. The Galaxy S4 keyboard also felt a bit snappier to us, but overall both handsets are great for texting. The G2 is launching nearly half a year after the Galaxy S4, and this difference in time has allowed LG to include a faster and more powerful chip than Samsung. What interests most users though is that performance is smooth almost throughout on both devices. In technical terms, both have 2 GB of RAM, but the G2 runs on the faster Snapdragon 800 chip with better Adreno 330 graphics. This gives the G2 the upper hand in gaming. It is also more future-proof. Internal storage is another area where the LG G2 has an advantage. The LG phone has double the storage allocation, 32 gigs against 16 gigabytes on the S4. However, the S4 still keeps one hugely important feature, and that's expandable memory. In terms of connectivity, both devices feature 4G LTE support and dual-channel Wi-Fi. Browsing speeds are fast and scrolling around web pages is lag-free. Bluetooth 4.0, NFC, AGPS and GLONASS are also on board. Cameras is where the battle gets really heated. The Samsung Galaxy S4 has proved to have one of the best cameras on an Android smartphone, if not the best out there. And now the LG G2 comes with huge ambitions to offer even better picture quality. Now, both feature 13 megapixel main cameras, but the LG G2 brings optical image stabilization, multiple focus points, and manual focus on board. The camera apps are quick to start and have both focused on a lot of clearly explained shooting modes, great for newbies. The two camera apps also have lots of adjustable settings for more experienced photographers. Exposure, ISO, white balance, timer, and color effects are all there. However, LG's interface is much more convenient to use with large, easy to press and intuitive to find buttons. What's great is that all that camera magic results into some amazing images on the G2. The LG G2 captures very detailed pictures, sharp and clear, almost always better than the Galaxy S4. The big difference in image quality comes from the Galaxy S4 actually washing out darker parts of the image. This results in less dynamic images on the S4. Indoors, where lights get scarce, the G2 does extremely well as well. Again, we liked its images better than the S4. They were less noisy and colors looked livelier. Finally, video recording is good on the Galaxy S4, but it's simply great on the G2. Both support 1080p for extremely sharp footage. The Galaxy S4 again tends to wash out darker areas of the footage, and the recordings do not look that lively. Both handsets are great for enjoying media. You'd be able to watch movies and check out images both indoors, but the LG G2's brighter display makes it more suitable for outdoor use. Also, both devices, of course, support music playback and have custom-made applications with tons of options for enjoying MP3s or other music files on the go. Call quality is great on both the Samsung Galaxy S4 and the LG G2. In the earpiece, the Galaxy S4 is a bit quieter, while the LG G2 has both the clarity and the volume boost. On the other side of the line, our callers reported hearing great sound quality out of the G2's microphone, and they were able to easily make out our voice in its natural tones. They said it sounded clear and natural. Almost the same can be said about the SGS4. Its microphone output yields sufficiently loud and natural. The LG G2 has a whopping 3000 mAh battery that is not user replaceable, while the Samsung Galaxy S4 relies on a slightly more modest 2600 mAh battery that, however, is user replaceable. This gives the G2 a slight edge in longevity, as it'd be able to last you through a single day of even heavier use, and even 2 days at average. LG has used time to its advantage with the G2, and it brings out the best in a smartphone. A large 5.2-inch display with almost no bezel. And the experiment with the back buttons right here has definitely paid out, and the device has great ergonomics. The 13 megapixel optical image stabilized camera is another huge advantage over the Galaxy S4. And after nearly half a year, the S4 finally found its match. For a deeper comparison, make sure to go to PhoneArena.com. Thanks for watching.